And NJ, we are expecting the DA to speak about this case. And when these charges first were announced many months ago, this was the case of all the cases that folks really did not think was going to end up in this particular way.
Yeah, well, I think that's right, Liz. Remember that this is only one of 4 criminal cases against Donald Trump. And it turned out to be the first to go to trial and the first to have a conviction. You know, the jury was clearly feeling the weight of history, and a quick verdict, and this was a quick verdict, Liz, does very often favor the prosecution. That verdict, as Josh said, echoed through the silent courtroom. Donald Trump, America's 45th president, guilty on every count, all 34 counts in the indictment. The defense did not expect a not guilty verdict, Liz. I don't think that they thought that at all. I think they were hoping for a hung jury, 1 or 2 holdouts maybe, but no, that did not happen. The defense wanted to make it all about Michael Cohen. You know, they said Cohen is a liar. He's the MVP of liars. He is the GLOAT, the G-L-O-A-T, the greatest liar of all time. But it was more than Cohen, Liz. There were recordings of phone calls, conversations, emails, checks signed by Donald Trump. And then there was David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, who corroborated much of what Cohen said, and that proved to be devastating. I spoke about the trial a few minutes ago with veteran criminal defense attorney Arthur Idala.
For this long trial, they didn't deliberate a long time. They must have gone in the room, and there must have been 2 or 3 people who were on the fence, and the others said, "We'll prove the case to you." Put Pecker's testimony together with Cohen's testimony, and NJ, it's an acting in concert. They don't have to prove Donald Trump did everything. They just had to prove he acted in concert with these other people to commit this crime. Having lost cases myself, right now they're in a room right behind the courtroom that they were able, that was like their war room, so to speak. You probably could hear a pin drop, because as the lawyers, you feel this sense of loss, this sense of failure, and you know, all the air is taken out from your lungs. There's probably some curse words being thrown around, to be blunt about it. You know, you're really upset. These people have worked really hard, and overall, it's not like they were out for a week. It's not like the jury was out for a week and they say, well, it really made them think. No, they were out for hours. I think the judge's toughest decision now is going to be what the sentence is. He can't sentence them to jail. He can't sentence them to probation. This is a guy who's followed by the Secret Service. What is he going to do? Send them to community service, go clean a park? He's going to have to find some creative community service, some way for Donald Trump to use his stature and his finances to make New York City a better place.
And now the statement from Michael Cohen, quote, "Today is an important day for accountability and the rule of law. While it has been a difficult journey for me and my family, the truth always matters. I want to thank my attorneys Dana Perry and Joshua Kolb for their invaluable guidance and support throughout this process." End quote again, the statement from Michael Cohen late this afternoon. And so the jury, after less than 2 days, finds Donald Trump guilty on all 34 counts in the indictment. We're live in Lower Manhattan. NJ Burkett, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Newt, you've covered this case the whole time. Quick question for you. You know, it couldn't have been much worse if he had gone on the witness stand, Mr. Trump, right?
Well, look, I mean, you could certainly say that because he was convicted on all counts, but I'm convinced that the defense would never have allowed that. Now, that said, under criminal procedure law, he is allowed to take the stand even over the objections of his attorney. So he could have overruled them. He could have taken the stand. He didn't do that, and I'm sure the defense does not have any regrets about that decision, Bill.